Let me introduce you. On the red side of the cage, this young man is 26 years old. He weighed in at 183 pounds. He comes to us tonight from Fort Polk. He is originally from Heidelberg. Please welcome to the cage, Nolen Rege. His opponent, fighting out of the blue side of the cage. He's 31 years old. He weighed in at 185 pounds. He comes to us tonight from Fort Carson, originally from Coffeyville, Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, the chosen one, Victor McCullough. This is for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Looking for another action-packed cruiserweight bout right here.
Ooh, big overhand right to start things off right there.
Hey, Bragg looking for a takedown there. McCullough turned out very, very quickly. Good defense. Throwing that jab out there with some ferocity.
No, a big right hand.
McCullough and Bragg sizing each other up. Nobody really throwing that big. McCullough's throwing that jab out quick. Nice overhand right there. But he also backed off.
McCullough's quick and he's got the reach. He's got to use it.
Bragg trying to change it up. Good head movement there. Get out the way. And a big right hand that just connected.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. He's got that big right hand. He's looking for the bomb right there.
If you notice, Bragg is sitting there. He's hunkered down on that right hand. He's staying there, latch, looking to unload. But McCullough has a very, very quick jab, trying to keep him out there, keep him at range.
If he can keep him at the end of the jab, he's going to be okay.
Absolutely. That way he can't really pressure in too hard without meeting something. But Bragg looking for a takedown. Look, sucked in the hips, stepped in the zone. Good big takedown, swept the hips. McCullough has his back against the cage. Bragg sitting there on top position. It's going to be interesting to see what position he ends up in because Bragg is trying to go to side control here. Oh, yeah. Bragg is sitting. He has it pinned off. Bragg doing a good job of controlling where McCullough's going. McCullough also doing a great job of trapping it. Trying to make sure he doesn't pop anything off as far as trying to posture up. Bragg tried to force that knee through. McCullough stopped it. Absolutely, absolutely.
Joe Pacheco would take him out right now. It'd be over.
They give it to you, might as well take it. But McCullough doing a great job of regaining his guard and locking up his guard to make sure that Bragg can't move too much so he can't posture up. Look for a sweep here. McCullough might try to grab his ankles here and push through to get a sweep. But McCullough did a great job of trying to control the hands to make sure that Bragg didn't sit there and rain on top of him. Bragg trying to get some room, trying to see, he's had that hand posted up against his chin, trying to create some type of space.
That's the thing with him pushed up against the cage. Neither one of them had any room to maneuver it.
Nope. Bragg once again trying to create space. So McCullough having his guard locked is keeping him from actually trying to posture up and starting to actually get some type of torque on those punches.
Trying to get that arm free right now too.
That's what he's trying. That's what McCullough's trying to keep from happening by trying to keep on hand fighting and keep those hands as close as he can to him. Oh, absolutely.
gotta love blood. That's why we sit. That's why we sit cage side, right?
McCullough's using that cage, trying to catch that angle for that arm bar, but did a great job of just actually giving himself space away from the cage.
McCullough's trying to push off the cage with that right leg.
Him and Reg both are trying to get space from the cage at that point. Reg trying to move up, trying to keep those hips isolated, keep him from swiveling, try and pop off a submission. Both guys doing a great job of controlling the other person, trying to make sure they don't get anything off as far offensively. So right now being a good defensive match. If you notice, McCullough has totally extended his back up to try and make sure that Reg doesn't have that space or opportunity to sit there and throw those big punches like he did earlier. Just trying to elongate him. Absolutely.
He's trying to land that big punch from the standing position too, and it's tough.
I couldn't tell from this angle, but it looked like they're connected because of that distance that he created with that closed guard and having that extension. Absolutely.
He kept those legs straight and held him off. That was important because the way Rage was looking, he was trying to land that big overhand right.
Once again, another tough first round to try and score. I mean, who would you have taken that round right there?
Because of the top control that he had, I think.
You got to go with Reg. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
absolutely.
He had top control.
He controlled it as far as it went down. Cage control, went for the takedown, stepped in the zone, elevated, swept, had control, went to side guard. Even though that McCullough was able to get his guard back, he really wasn't able to throw off anything. He didn't land much damage.
But in that round, he did
absolutely.
When McCullough stayed out at the end of his jab, he was fine. He was landing the shots and stuff like that. Once they get inside, negated his reach.
That's why Reg actually rushed him. He was at the end of his jab, so West, when he came in really hard, changed levels and went in to shoot because he wanted to eliminate that distance that McCullough was doing. Nice head kick there from McCullough. Another great head kick. McCullough's doing a great job of dominating the stand-up round.
He's trying to get inside. You can see he was just fighting off those punches, trying to just get inside.
Absolutely.
Take 2 or 3 shots to get one big one inside.
That's the give and take of this sport.
Good takedown.
That's a tough takedown. And up in good position, though.
McCullough's using those long legs, though. That makes
absolutely.
It tough.
Reg has to be a little more active this round. I don't think he'll be able to steal this round just by laying on top of him. If McCullough wants to win. Oh, right. And if McCullough wants to win this round, he needs to try to find some way to get up a bottom, create some space. I would just tell him to try and get out, get off a bottom. You want to create that space. You don't want to sit there and corner yourself into that position because right now he can't use his length and his leverage.
Yeah, trying to fight. Yeah, trying to throw the punches. Exactly.
Right. Here we go. He isolated that one arm. McCullough had that arm isolated, almost locked all the way up, but wasn't able to capitalize on swinging that hip out around for that arm bar. Reg needs to be very, very careful here. And which he is. You see it, Reg's starting to get a little bit more labored, leaving his hands in McCullough's face, which is going to lead for a bad happening if he continues to do that.
He's still rearing back, looking up for that one big shot, though. You can see it. Look, he's pulling that right hand back every time.
No, only bad thing here, from what I've noticed thus far, is that McCullough's using that closed guard just to try and control posture. Even though he's isolating the arm, he cannot swing out to get an arm bar because his guard is closed. You can't submit anybody with a closed guard. You have to be able to move those hips out the way and be able to get that angle to actually commit to a submission.
Right. Yeah, he's worried about the strikes, exactly.
And to piggyback off what you said, he's trying to wear him out here. He looks like a really, really strong guy. So if you're, just sitting here, just keep on playing, keep on going back and forth, even though he's laying on top, he's still causing him to move, still causing him to spare that energy. I mean, those strikes are pretty big, even though they may be a little tired.
And you're right, Joe. He missed with 2 or 3 of those shots, too, because he was up so high.
It's really, really hard to get around that length once you stand up, because McCullough seems to be really, really long and doing a good job of controlling that close guard and controlling his posture. But once again, Reg using that one hand to stiffen up to try and create that space and come in with a punch. Once again, McCullough opened it up, looked to finally become offensive, but gave up side control. Reg looks to pass and go to mount. McCullough bucks it off and gets him in half guard. Good job there. That is a great thing. That's one of the great things about grappling. In order to try and take a chance to be offensive, sometimes you give yourself a little bit of a disadvantage by creating that space if the other man tries to capitalize on it as well as you do. Reg is trying to isolate that arm, step over to go for the crucifix, just like you said. Once he isolates that one arm, if he isolate that other arm, it's going to be bad news for McCullough. That is really hard to do, try to lock up a crucifix in half guard. No, but he has to get that lockdown in order to keep from that crucifix. It's going to elongate his body once again, so he won't be able to bring that knee up to isolate that arm to be able to rain down those punches. Absolutely, because not only does it lock down the leg, it locks down the hip, where he can only elevate but so far.
You get that arm. But the left
he steps
arm
over
out.
Again. But McCullough does a great job once again using that half guard. With Reg having that underhook on that far side, he's keeping McCullough trapped underneath.
10 seconds to go here in round 2.
Absolutely.
It's going to take a lot out of both of them, really.
I'd have to say the same thing like I did last round, that Reg won that round. He controlled it.
He didn't do a lot, but he controlled.
Absolutely.
That's what they're going to have to get a point.
He controlled. He threw a couple big punches. He really couldn't get it because the space was controlled so much by McCullough's close guard. Right.
Yeah, you're not getting a lot of power behind it, and that boy's got a lot of power over there.
Yes.
This fight's brought to you by First Command Financial Services, one of our big sponsors tonight, helping us out here at Cage Side.
I see going into the third round a lot of the same thing. Reg's going to come in, eat a couple punches, and look for another big takedown to control and win the round. If I was in McCullough's corner, I would tell him, look, you need to control, work laterally, do not move backwards, because the moment your butt touches that cage, Reg is going to come in and he's going to look for that takedown. So he needs to keep him outside at the tip of his jab and use that length.
Of the jab. That's right.
Keep that lead side leg outside of that man's lead side leg.
You're absolutely right. And right now, I have him losing 2 rounds to 1. He has to win something big here. He has to win by submission or has to win by knockout, and he has to do it quickly. Nice spinning kick.
I think he's got a lot left in the tank, too.
You can see McCullough's a little more fleet-footed, where Reg is a little more simple. Gotta spin out here. We gotta spin out here. If I was McCullough, it's a bad position to be in. Every time he's been in this position here, he's gotten taken down.
Need that inside leg, yep.
He's gonna go for broke here.
McCullough's got to go for it now, yeah. He's down 2 rounds to none right now. He's
doing a good job of Reg did a great job of sitting off that ankle, moving around that waistline. If he can get to the opposite side of where his head is, he's going to be safe from that guillotine submission. But he's got to suck McCullough's hips away so he can actually get to that side. But McCullough's doing a great job of sealing off with that left hand. But it's just not enough. That's a big guy to try and seal off.
He's strong.
Push his head out, side control.
Good shift.
Has a far side underhook.
He was listening to you, Al, using the hammer fist.
Once again, trying to push his knee through the crucifix position. Almost got the crucifix mounted. Good job using the cage, but I don't think it's enough. That's a big guy. Figure four is the arm. It's going to be really tough to get out of this position right here. He's going to give everything he has. There's going to be a stoppage coming soon because he has no way to defend himself. And it's over. Referee stoppage. Bragg did a great job staying the game plan because I could just imagine that was the whole game plan going into it. Go look for the takedown. Use your head movement. Use your quick feet. As soon as you score that takedown, get in dominant position. Absolutely. Really, really tough fight for McCullough. Even though he tried to transition, it's a lot to have a guy of that size laying on top of you. It takes a lot out of you. It drains you just to try and move and try to create that space.
The amount of
Ladies and gentlemen, 1
knowledge they
minute
get.
45 seconds into the third round. Your winner by strikes and the Cruiserweight champion, Nolen Rege. How about a big hand for the chosen one, Victor McCullough. We're going to get all the champions back into the cage when we're all done tonight so that First Command Financial Services can get a big picture of these guys. How about a hand for those two guys? They put on a great show, didn't they? 3 good rounds.